pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Al Krupski, come on up. I know you want to do something for the town board.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there last week, but
Hey, well, sorry about
give it to
your
you
father.
at the-
Sorry about your father.
I couldn't get it without me.
But Riverhead's got such a great history, and 225 years. And I mean, the joke was always that Riverhead broke away from Southhold because they didn't want to drive all the way to Southhold to get their beach stickers. And that's essentially what happened. It's because geographically the town was so big that they wanted to make some adjustments. And I'm gonna pull my glasses out. But I think this is very well written. Whereas the town of Riverhead is named for its location at the head of Long Island's largest river. Whereas the town of Riverhead has a history rich in native culture, agriculture, and maritime activities. Whereas the town of Riverhead, the Shire town of Suffolk County, was designated as the seat of Suffolk County government in 1727. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not old.
When the Suffolk County Courthouse was built in the hamlet of Riverhead, and whereas the town of Riverhead was originally part of Southold Town, but the residents of what was then known as the Riverhead and Accobock territories had to travel to Southold Village for the annual Springtown meeting, the trip which was often long and arduous. Whereas the town of Riverhead was founded in the spring of 1792 after leaders of the Western Territories petitioned the state of New York to either alternate the location of the annual meeting between Southold Village and the Accobock territory or split the town into two townships, which is what ultimately happened when the New York State Legislature passed an act creating the two towns in 1792. Whereas the town of Riverhead was founded on April 3rd, 1792, when leaders in the community held the first town meeting on that day in the home of John Griffin and chose Daniel Wells as its first supervisor. And whereas the town of Riverhead has grown and flourished over the centuries, it still retains its agricultural and maritime roots and is celebrating its 225th anniversary. Whereas Suffolk County, having a sincere respect and admiration for towns which have weathered the test of time and maintained their diversity, a strong community and sense of place, and wishes to congratulate residents of town of Riverhead on the special occasion. And so, congratulations. It is a wonderful town, and 225 years is.
So Al, what I'd like to say about this is, in the time, I'm sorry for standing. In a time of high taxes and trying to reduce sizes of government, we should rescind that legislation of the state legislature and recombine with Southold. That way you could have your justice court, you can have one police department, and probably save taxpayers money. So I doubt that's going to happen in my lifetime, but it's something we should think about. But anyway, Al, thank you very much on behalf of the town of Riverhead.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
No problem. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I knew someone was missing.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
picture.
Now he's got a picture.
Is there any way?
Thank you, Al,
No,
very
they
much.
can't.
Congratulations.
Yeah, come on. I don't know.
Can't move those chairs and have that in the back?
John, look at the camera.
They could.
Okay, come on.
Those chairs and have that in the background?
Oh, you want us up there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, come up there.
Can't hide it, sorry, Ken.
You can stand up behind the chair.
Get up there.
Stand behind the chairs.
Stand behind the chairs.
Yeah. Get Alan
Climbing to the moon.
Al Stahl.
I gotta even it out.
There you go.
Thank you.
On the other side? Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that the side you sat on, Council?
Actually,
Miss Loudon, oh my God, John, suck it in. Boy, that person.
All right.
All right.
Can you make me look good, Denise?
It's called Photoshop.
They're not magicians, Sean, they're photographers.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Al.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Moving along, let's bring the hospital up and planning staff
Good morning, it says.
Use my boots, I do have nice shoes, but
Today I couldn't download it,
didn't want
but
to
I
get
could
them.
see them on paper. The resolution. I couldn't download it, but I get it on preview.
Do you have laptops?
Yes, you can take those too?
Yes, we came into the 21st century.
How are you, young lady?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Can you pull the chairs down that way?
Hello, sir.
Hello there.
How are you?
Hello.
Very festive.
And how are you?
Oh, I just
Okay.
licked my hand here.
That's it, see?
You have Darren Busey. When did they get mailed out?
Okay, wait, I just gotta give out my stuff.
Someone can come over here.
Story later.
Get another chair. Oh, maybe it's on the top.
We need another chair too.
You need one more?
We need one more.
Back to the creeper, are you?
I'm just gonna get a picture of Andy. Do a little chair.
We need one more chair.
You know,
Oh,
also,
you're in the baby chair.
I don't need to be, no, you sure? Because I don't.
I got the two here that we signed. People trying to download at the same time.
Yeah, I couldn't download, I could just do it under preview.
There you go.
You're looking very
It just
Under
happened.
distinguished today.
preview, it came right up.
You just sound good.
You're looking very distinguished
I'm, you
No,
know,
it's on preview.
and happy.
oh, no idea. 60 hours a week.
Download preview,
Yeah, I
download
just
I'm
don't.
not saying I won't work a
Just
lot,
question
but,
pictures.
no, you're right, I won't download.
Keeping the PDF of the open.
Try preview.
That's big.
Okay, what do we have going on? How can we help the
One more
largest
chair over here.
employer in the town of Riverhead? And can we help them before I leave?
Morning, Kimberly Judd, 737 Roanoke Avenue, Riverhead, New York. We have Andrew Mitchell, the CEO of Peconic Bay Medical Center. Jim Case, who's from WHR Architects. Darren Busso, he's the Director of Capital Projects for the Eastern Region of Northwell. And behind us, obviously, you know Tom Wolpert and Doug Adams from
Madam,
Young and
madam.
Young. So we have an approved site plan, we have a building permit, and they've started work pursuant to that building permit. Sometimes during the progress of a construction job this big, things that were done on paper, sometimes when they start working it out in the field, some things have to change, some things don't quite work out. We're here today with what I believe are some really small, minor changes that I had discussed with the building inspector and your director of planning. My feeling was that these were changes that were minor, that
De
could be
minimis?
done, de minimis, or maybe could be done for an amended type of building permit. They wanted, as the reviewing authority, to review this and make that decision as to what step had to be taken next. So this handout that I gave you, I think, does a really good job of showing what was previously approved through the site plan and what we're proposing.
Really? I can't make it.
So the first page, you'll see,
What does it
the
mean?
most obvious from a perspective as you're looking down is that the helicopter landing pad location is being changed. And you can see that the approved location that this board approved a year and a half ago is in red, and the relocated position is in green.
What's the big deal?
All you do is moving it over.
We're moving it over, but we're also moving.
Central to the
We're also moving the ambulance parking and entrance.
Yes,
so-
that's on the
Well,
next page, so.
Well, I'm gonna let the planning staff tell us.
Well, so I met with Kim Judd and having the elevator tower move when it's the 80-foot element and it's going from this side of the building to the other side of the building, it is slightly different. I didn't want to just make that call from a building standpoint because we go through the site plan process, you go through the secret process. You look at the visual impacts and it's, if the board is okay with it, that
All
was,
right, well,
that was the.
Because here's, Kim, we want to talk about the relocated of the ambulance space also, and
Wait,
Let's do one at a time.
Well,
Do one at a time. So the helicopter pad, moving it relocates the tower, it relocates the tower from
The back to the front,
the back to the front.
east to west.
And this is Roanoke.
Which I was gonna say, you probably can't see it too well from this direction, but you probably can see it, because this is coming from the north. If you could sort
We have
more of a
some-
visual.
we have it
impact.
for you.
some images that'll.
You're not gonna see it from the south.
Because
Because
remember,
of the building here.
right,
We're gonna
because
see
of
it
the
from the
Canis Surgical Pavilion is
Right.
there.
Correct.
You will
Yeah.
see some,
You can see
You
it.
might see a little bit.
You'll see it, but this is where it was before,
Right.
in this view, and this is where it is now, the elevator tower.
Right.
Is there a reason?
From the view from Roanoke, the driveway that goes back to
Circulation,
the
you
ED.
can see it. We'll go through it,
Less now.
we remove the bridge.
It depends on the
Second and
sunlight
third.
and time of day and.
I don't have, doesn't bother me.
It actually comes down a couple of feet.
Yeah,
too.
the
Yeah,
tower,
it's 2 feet
That
lower.
was a couple
the
feet.
tower was reduced in height by 2.5 feet, and the roof and the helipad were reduced by 2 feet.
Oh, we like that.
Okay.
That's even better. So that's the change there.
Yeah.
Still same building permit fee, right?
Nothing has changed on that.
It's pretty benign change, but yet I was curious why it had to be.
Yeah, why?
Circulation.
So can Circulation, improved
So can I
circulation.
just jump in real quickly to give you the two center on this? Several things happened as we began to actually sit down and commence the construction. One is that, if you note, and Sean picked this up already, the ambulance bay as designed really was only for 2 ambulances. However, since March, after we got the site plan approval, the hospital has been designated as a level 3 trauma center for the entire North Fork.
Nice.
Yes, thank you. And since that time, we are also now
Can we just take a pause on that, because I can't wait until all the rest of the hospitals actually work for Northwell Peconic Bay Medical Center and not against. Oh,
Thank you.
okay, go ahead.
Can you explain to the audience, tell the audience what a level 3
Good idea.
Sure.
designation is? No.
And let me cover the other piece at the same time, and I'll explain both. The hospital is now a STEMI receiving hospital for heart attack patients. But bottom line is, we're receiving many more ambulances than we ever have before with, bona fide major emergencies, and we had to increase the number of ambulance bays. So that required moving the ambulance bays to the other side and increasing the number of bays. A level 3 trauma center is an area trauma center. Previous to this designation, patients who were involved in a certain level of trauma had to be transported to the next closest trauma center, which was either Brookhaven or Stony Brook. Today, those patients are coming directly to Peconic Bay from the entire North Fork. On a STEMI receiving, that's a particular type of heart attack. It is an EKG change. It's called an ST elevation myocardial infarction. Again, the closest hospitals for that were Brookhaven and Stony Brook. Today, those patients are all coming from the North Fork and the Central Region to Peconic Bay. Since the cath lab opened, thanks to the efforts of this board, basically 2 months ago, we have treated over 100 cardiac patients and saved the lives of 5 patients who have had full-blown heart attacks. So the hospital is becoming much busier, and the ambulance reception area or the ambulance parking area had to be expanded.
So this is a life or death resolution for the town board? Potentially.
Potentially.
Okay.
But
In order to accommodate some of these changes, we also recognize that the challenge always with the new construction, it was true with the Canis Wing, it's true with this, is the original hospital built in 1950s has a very low, and you can see it when you walk through the hospital. The original hospital has a very low floor to slab, upper slab dimension. As we talked about before, in terms of the height of the building, because of the equipment that we're using today, because of the utilities, especially the HVAC systems, today's buildings, you can certainly see in the Canis Center, the floor to slab space and the interstitial space above the drop ceiling is tremendous. So in order to line this building up, we had a ramp. And the practical reality was the ramping didn't work. So we had to move the elevator tower and get rid of the ramps and use elevators to get patients between the original building and the new building. And that's why these changes are before you today.
now, the ambulance changes are, because with a trauma 3 and cardiac, you could be receiving ambulances from South Hold,
Oh, we are.
Greenport,
We are every day.
out east, and if ambulances are in there already, you're
That's
not
the
gonna have
problem.
any room for them.
That's the problem.
So that's why we're expanding.
Yes, and already today, patients are coming from those communities to Peconic Bay.
All right, so, what are other changes?
All right, so you flip over to the next page, and this is the overview of the relocation of the ambulance. You'll see that the left-hand side where it says approved site plan shows the space for 2 ambulances. And then now, the revised site plan shows them on the east side. That that space underneath is still gonna remain shell space, so it's not like they're filling it in with habitable, or
Remain
business
open.
space. It's gonna remain open, and it's just a simple, right around the corner relocation of where the ambulances are going to now dock.
Good, what else you got?
Okay, so next page,
That one.
this is
Is
the,
that a new canopy though, or just, so it's out there? Is there
Sorry?
a new canopy there? I believe?
There'll be a canopy there, so the ambulances may
That's a
back up,
change to the
patients
site
get
plan,
out
I just wanted to tell them.
under a
So-
canopy.
I have a question, so are the ambulances, they're still gonna be mostly coming in from Roanoke Avenue, or I
They
would
come
think
from-
it would be faster to get them
They
from
come
Route
from both,
58?
they come from
Where
both
they're
today.
coming from.
It depends on where they're coming from. They
Yeah,
come
right,
both
yeah.
directions, and that will
I
not
see them
change.
going off of 58 when they're coming from the east. When
Correct.
they're coming from the west, they
They-
can take Roanoke and come in Roanoke.
Correct. They have the option of both,
They
and
have
we
the
always
option.
want them to have an option of both, because if one has to be closed for construction
My wife was
or
doing that.
other issues, there's another pathway to be.
Popular there once. I said, no, we were making a right turn into, I know where it was going.
On turn in the corner, parking.
Yeah, they don't come in off of 50.
Yeah.
When they're coming from the east,
I
they
get the same from my wife.
West side, left.
that's true.
I'm just
Okay.
wondering for your
Okay.
so next page is the roof change, the roof plan change. You'll see that the left side is the approved roof plan that you previously approved with the helipad location, the elevator tower, and the right side is the revised roof plan, so obviously the pad has moved up to the north, and that the elevator tower now is going to be shown on the revised plan, and it was due in part to comments that Andy Mitchell just made a few minutes ago about the change in the ramping and how that just didn't work. That bridge, by the way, and we don't show it on this here, that bridge which was approved by this board is gonna be taken out.
Eliminated.
So the last page is the flight path. You see on the left side, the approved flight path in red. That was the path that was previously approved. You can see on the revised that the east flight path is gonna remain the same. The west does shift slightly to avoid the towers. If you recall that there was an acoustic study done, right now, the helicopters for the past few years have been landing on the ground. With this change now, the helicopters will be landing on the roof. The noise study that we did show that there was a -2 decibel, meaning that the sound is gonna decrease because obviously the helicopter is louder on the ground than it is on the roof. The slight shift to the west, I believe, is a small change. And the fact that the noise analysis that we did set up the monitors all along the west side of Roanoke Avenue as well as the east. We're not concerned about the east because that path is gonna remain the same. But the decibel level across the street with the existing was about 65, 75,
Okay.
which my neighbor's air conditioning unit is louder than that. I believe the noise expert said in his study that the existing traffic on Roanoke Avenue is probably around 85 decibels.
My only
So this
concern,
helicopter noise that the study we did is actually lower than what exists on the ground.
and you can't tell by this map, I'll ask you a question. Right now, it's going over the stores, the shopping centers to the parking lot.
Yes,
You're changing it, and I don't know, because I can't see the map here, if it's going over that apartment building that's across the street?
Can I,
Also, is it?
let me jump in when you're done, John.
Okay, go ahead.
So, this is a theoretical. What happens in practicality, anyone here a pilot?
Nope.
Okay. The wind direction decides the way the helicopter is going to take off. So, for example, the other day when we had a strong northwesterly, helicopter landed, helicopter takes off to the northwest into the wind. So, this is a theoretical flight plan. I will say that getting the helicopter up on the roof is going to significantly reduce the amount of noise at ground level and at the apartment complex. If it were to truly be this way all the time, and the summer, remember, the wind shifts out of the southwest, so it's not going to be this way all the time. Yes, it will go over the apartment complex. However, practically speaking,
It was going over them
it
anyway.
goes over them all the
Oh,
time
right.
anyway,
Okay.
all winter long.
No, but this here is not saying this is gonna be their flight plan. their flight plan can change
It changes based on what, wind direction.
with the wind direction, so actually, it really doesn't mean
None of this
nothing.
matters.
That doesn't matter, it's right, huh?
Correct.
All right,
Okay.
is that it for
Just
you
something
guys?
you have to do to show because.
Most people aren't bothered by that.
Correct.
I have no problem with the change, and I don't know that the board does. What else do we need to know from you guys?
I think we need an amended site plan.
Okay.
About that other thing.
Okay.
When we approve the site plans, we call out the pages, we call out the elevations, all that stuff is on the record, you approved it. We agree that the changes are not substantial. It's up to you whether or not you want to have a public hearing. I don't think staff feels
No, I
that a
don't
public
think we
hearing
do.
is necessary.
Can we do a resolution for Tuesday in the amended site plan, subject to them submitting it?
I don't know if the design professionals can get the plans done in that time.
Can you get the plans done in that time by Tuesday? You guys are slow. We move way faster than Northwell Health.
We need to get the plans to Jesse.
So the architects.
We'll get it done.
Karen's like, okay.
Well, Young and Young is the one that
That's
did the
right.
site plans.
Yeah. Oh, he says he hasn't. He hasn't.
You got the amended site plan already? No, not well.
We'll have it.
Andy, don't let him leave until it's done. I'll follow him back to his office.
Okay.
All right, so if they get the amended site plan, are we okay with doing a resolution?
Absolutely.
Okay, do a
I am.
resolution approving, get the amended site plan, so it's back on Northwell. So if we get the amended site plan, we'll approve it, so it's back on Northwell. Remember, Riverhead moves like this, Northwell moves.
Tuesday or before Tuesday.
That's it, okay.
Thank you,
As long
sir.
as they have it.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice meeting
Glad
you.
to save some lives here. Thank you. I feel almost like a doctor.
You almost are.
Except the law school degree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, got that, do that one.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, what else we got? EPCAL, oh, no, we did that. Oh, resolutions.
That's it.
I have to add two things to the agenda, police department and building department. I think it's personnel, but I don't know.
Oh, you mean to the,
Something about,
executive session?
for executive session.
Okay.
And we're not, you guys don't, we're just doing, the town board will do the executive session. I think it's all quick stuff. Okay, so resolutions. Diane? Oh, what happened?
I mean, you read them, when are you dying?
Oh, I'm just wondering whether she's ready.
I'm ready.
We want to do the ones, the paper ones first?
Oh, the paper ones? Okay, sure.
Okay,
There
so
are three, I believe.
3 paper ones. I have one, authorizes the supervisor to execute a renewal agreement with Nextera One LLC for Black Box, because that telephone system works so well.
Well, you know, that brings up a whole,
Diane, I don't have this one.
Yours are on the back of your pile there.
Oh, okay.
resolution for you to sign.
How come, why don't we just do this for 6 months if you had?
It is for 6 months.
The last two
This is June
nominations.
30th with a 60-day out if we
The
need
two
it.
stapled ones.
Okay. So we have to have it because we still have that crappy system. crummy
Yeah, well,
system.
Telecom's all set to go, but they're waiting for
That-
the next.
And this was
resolution,
great.
They can do software, so they can tie into the new software.
Okay.
All right, you're doing this, so you know what this is all about.
Yeah, this is just, eventually, there's a 60-day out for this to terminate,
Yep.
but there's only a 6-month renewal.
Okay,
While
so are we
work
good
on it.
with this? Because we
Yeah.
need our
Yep.
phone system that was put in by Joe Janoski in the mid-'80s to keep working.
Yep.
Not that it works well. All right, awards bid for the purchase of one 2017 or 2018 new or used low hours and warranty tractor with cab loader for use by the Town of Riverhead Highway Department. This went to competitive bid.
Yeah, Malvy's won it.
Yes, and I signed this, I don't know if it's a
Yes.
ratification or not.
Is.
I didn't sign it because, you know, it's got to go to a town board. We didn't have 3 signatures.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know
You
whether
did.
you got the third one or not. Okay.
Okay. So we'll sign it, do
We
it?
did have 3
Yeah,
signatures.
had 3.
Tim, Jim, and myself.
Okay, well, it's got it.
So it should say ratifies the award of the bid for the
Yeah, and I
purchase.
signed it too. So they have 4
That's fine.
signatures.
Okay.
Awards request for information quotes for information technology support services.
And this should read awards contract for information and quotes, because we received the information, we received the quotes. We had a meeting,
They
they
want to appoint.
decided the contractor they were going with based on price and based on what they would provide as
Right.
services. So we're actually awarding the contract.
This is the, getting CTG move. Okay.
Right.
Yes,
So it awards the contract.
right, for Cisco stuff.
So this one was a work in progress, we just got it to you now, I apologize for being late. So we did add two other things, just giving the pricing of it, so it's $3,500 a month, okay, and,
Is that down
so-
from what CTG?
Yes, yeah, it's,
It's comparable.
yeah, it's around the same, a couple of thousand less per year.
Okay.
But
And
always
this will,
like hearing
hopefully
that.
they'll fix our computer system, so that will work correctly?
So there'll be some minor changes, like I said, with the costs in there, when you get the official one from them. We'll have it to you by the end of the day today.
Okay.
That's just the siege.
All right, resolution,
WS1.
first resolution, WS1, 2016 Horton Avenue Basketball Court Capital Project Closure. Unspent balance of $234.
Going
You guys
back
good?
in the Park and Recreation.
Good?
Yep.
Two, 2017 Wading River Beach Playground Capital Project.
26
closure.
cents.
26 cents, how do you like that?
Gotta
huh?
balance the books.
It's also to close it out, when you officially giving us the authority to close it, we just happen to have 26
Going back in the Park and Recreation.
26 cents. Lord have mercy.
3, authorizes town clerk to publish and notice for audit services for the Town of Riverhead Community Preservation Fund. You have 3 votes to do this, but you did it already, but this is for the
There'll be 3 of them, all 3 audits are up. It's been 5 years since we did an RFP, so we're doing the same thing again.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Justice Court again. Justice Court, same one, RS4.
Same thing, right?
For Justice Court, right? We good with that?
Yeah. And the
Town clerk.
town clerk vote.
Authorizes town clerk to publish notice
you
for
good with
annual
that?
audit services. Town of Riverhead.
Got that.
6, ratifies the appointment of a student intern in the accounting department. Autumn Harris.
Should be starting on
What
the
school does she go to?
18th. Should be starting on the 18th. I don't remember. It should be starting on the 18th and meeting the 9th.
Is she related to Betty Harris in any way? Do we know?
No. Oh, I don't know, maybe. Might be Lloyd, I don't know.
Okay. 7, ratifies the appointment of a student intern to the accounting department. Jamie Lassard.
Okay.
It's the second year.
You don't know what school she goes either? Okay.
James Madison, I think.
Hmm?
I think James
I
Madison.
think you're right.
Oh.
Okay, 8, awards bid for removal of household hazardous waste.
Oh, but I want to get back to something on the interns. They're the ones that take the, come around and count the furniture and stuff.
Yep.
That's what they do, so people know why they do the audit. of the-
Exactly
of
what
our
they do.
furniture
There's
and
stickers on
equipment.
every
Huh?
chair.
We're gonna make sure we have everything that.
They handle the
Okay.
inventory, yes.
Okay.
Okay, awards bid for, stop program, we okay with that?
Yes.
9, amends resolution 136, oh, this is for the work days.
Yes, it's for elected
This
officials.
wasn't done properly for, they rounded, did Meg talk to the board?
Yes.
They rounded and they weren't supposed to round to it.
They wanted actuals.
They wanted, yeah. Amends resolution 318 of 2014, same deal.
Do I love you all?
11, amends resolution 362 of 2012, same deal, no rounding allowed. 12, amends resolution 457 of 2012, again, same, they wanted actuals, which
So they like
doesn't make sense because they don't give you pension credit for more than 20 hours. Or
Right.
Month.
a month, yeah, is it 20, it's not hours, is it hours?
Mhm.
Hours, a week, rather.
A week.
7 a week.
13, amends resolution 574 of 13. Accepts retirement of a police
Wow.
officer, Christopher James.
Wow, I
He,
just saw him at the bonfire, I didn't know he was retiring.
You heard that?
No.
Yeah,
So now we do.
They went.
disability pension.
December 26th.
Where's back?
I guess.
Mhm.
16 ratifies the appointment of temporary student intern to the engineering department. You guys better call for the list.
You go through
got a lot of
15, Sean?
part-timers on it.
You skipped it.
You can take the
You
lead on
skipped
that.
one.
Oh, did I?
15.
15, promote senior justice court clerk. Oh, we did talk about that.
I must not have been yet.
We talked about, that's when Lori Hulse came in months and well, like a year ago,
Yeah.
wanted to promote her, but I said it had to be done in the budget, and it is in the budget for 2018, so we said we would do it. Does that ring a bell? She wanted it done early, and I said it wasn't budgeted for.
Both justices came in and talked to us about it, right?
Yes.
I don't remember. That
Yeah,
was
probably.
a long
We
time
good?
ago.
We have 3 votes for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Sean, you good?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
How about not?
Okay, you can.
No, he's not.
Only takes 3 to
Be like Jody, I'm
kidding me?
voting no for.
16. You only gotta count to 3. Laura, remember that, you only gotta count to 3.
And then
16.
shut everybody else up, because you got your 3.
You only gotta count to 3, that's the way that's the way this government works. Ratifies the appointment of a temporary student intern to the engineering department. Who are we doing?
John
Oh, John Vale.
On bail.
17, adopts a local law to amend chapter 279 entitled Taxation of the Riverhead Town Code, exemption for Cold War veterans. This was,
We're extending it.
had the public hearing and the state law changed, so now
Right.
it's a permanent exemption. 18, approves Eastern Site Development, Inc. drain layer for Riverhead Sewer District.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
Good? Yep.
Oh, denied.
19, approves extension of license agreement with Waddington Realty. I can't do anything. This is my former somewhat on and off client. He leases that property down in
Yeah, the overflow lot.
overflow lot, so he can actually have his restaurant down there. We got 3 votes for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20,
The rent hasn't changed, right?
approve, yeah, it's set by the code. They use the code to do it. He pays whatever you pay for a non-resident, I don't know, something, they did it based on the code. Approves license agreement based on Town of Riverhead and Day Haven for reuse facility at Stotsky Park. We have 3 votes for this?
That's good.
Take care, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
21, appoints marriage officer, Diane Wilhelm. Congratulations.
That's it.
Appoints marriage officer, is that Jim Wooten? Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. I wanted to do them all.
23, authorizes the supervisor to execute an agreement with Arlene Boble for transcription of town meetings. Is that the same rate they always pay?
Yes, that's
Yeah, $4 a page, yeah.
We are,
Out of curiosity, with meetings being televised,
you don't have to do it, we just always have. There's no legal requirement to do it, just have always done it. And
But-
it's helpful in a litigation situation because you have it all transcribed.
And rather than somebody saying, oh, I'm gonna sue them based on that meeting, and then you have to get a transcriber in, and then they have to transcribe it anyway. But it's good to see, I mean, I know people that go to the minutes all the time and read the minutes.
I do.
That
How
are
do you
on, me
approve the
too.
minutes if you don't
Yeah,
have
let's see if they
actual
misquote me,
minutes?
which they do.
Okay.
Just like the
That's
papers.
it. We could have gotten rid of it.
Minutes, I go to them also.
Yeah,
And then when you read the minutes, you're like, did I really sound like that? In my mind, I didn't sound like that. 24, awards bid for water service materials for the Riverhead Water District. Blackman Plumbing. You good with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're doing a great job of re-outfitting the water district, including their meter replacement program has really worked out well for the town.
it'll save us a lot of labor, that's for sure.
25, awards bid construction of pre-stressed ground storage tanks at number 15 Riverhead Water District. This is for the tank we need over at plant 15.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
26, awards bid process control system maintenance and emergency services contract to the Riverhead Water District. Who are we giving that to?
Why?
What'd you say, Jim? Water?
Wire?
Oh, wire to water, okay.
A wire to water.
Wire water, wire water. All right, 27, awards bid water distribution system maintenance and emergency services contract to the Water District. Banker. They've been doing it for a long time. 28, awards bid electrical systems maintenance and emergency services contract for the Riverhead Water District. Wire to water. We good?
Yes, I always like to stick wire and water.
29.
Makes it blue.
Awards hydraulic control valve maintenance and emergency services contract to the Riverhead Water District. Harper Haynes fluid control.
Now, most of these, I mean, I think they're all the same as last year.
Yeah, I think there's a couple different bidders, and just because the price is there, that doesn't mean we spend that, that's just the price based on the bid spec. We only pay them when we use them. Releases Tara Development Corp. well site from restrictions from the Riverhead Water
Yeah,
District.
that was that lot that they had.
Oh, right, and
Set
they're gonna
aside.
give us 70 grand.
Yeah.
Bill, did we figure out where that 70 grand's going? Is it?
I think for raises for the board, I think.
I
Make the fix the lamp at least.
That should go into the general fund, I think, but
But the general fund owes the recreation fund money from the Henry Pfeiffer Center, so.
it's not recreation. It's water district.
Right.
It says have a number on it, awards bid for purchase of one, oh, we did that, the highway department.
We're finished now.
That's it, all right.
You
Take a motion to
I
go
make a
into-
motion, we close the town board meeting and go to executive session for
Okay.
police, sewer, engineering personnel, and litigation with wireless,
You have sewer district personnel about specific employees, engineering personnel matters about specific employees, I think building department personnel matters on specific employees, and litigation, the Verizon cell tower. Let's do that first, because Dan blocked us.
okay.
Once it's, I hit this next
Ooh,
to note.
yeah, okay, let's do it back here.
You gonna do it back here?
Yeah, let's do it back there.
That is really, that really kind of.
Have Dan back.